shocked myself.
Good morning. Look at these two.
Who's the Nutcracker? Us?
Oh
Or
my
them?
gosh. You know, you guys, I am literally dying when we saw this because we got to give you a little insight here. As you know, everyone's kind of, it's summer, right? So during the summer, all the
So I have Nutcrackers
Yeah.
out.
Jordan has packed up all of her stuff. They've moved, so one of her garages is filled with stuff, which I think is unbelievable because what we were about to start talking about, I'm like, wait a minute. What? I feel like there's 2 extra guests we've invited to this live. I don't know. Like, what are those?
Seasons of life? They're 7 feet tall.
Are they really?
They're 7
They
feet
are
tall.
so majestic. I will say that at Christmas time, at holiday, it's
you're
so
sweet.
fantastic.
I
Your house
like
is
them
like
on
lit up. It's
Either
gorgeous.
side of the door.
Yes.
And when we moved into the rental, Tim was like, we're going to put the Nutcrackers right here, and maybe you'll get tired of looking at them every time you pull in, and we can get rid of them. I'm like, no, look at my Nutcrackers.
Those are fantastic. Doesn't your sister? She has.
Yes, Kelly has them too.
She has huge ones on her. I mean, it's so gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I just thought
who
this was
doesn't love a
perfect.
Nutcracker?
We were about to hit live, and I'm like, Jay, I think we've got a couple guests in our. Of course we do. Of course we do. I think it just makes sense. It's very par for the course.
Very par for the course.
It is.
We call my home, what do we call it? Back at the ranch.
It does, for sure.
Philbeck Ranch over here.
You guys have got everything here. If there's not one thing, I'm just like, I have a... Jordan's like, oh, just 1 second. I'm like, just...
Let me go to the garage.
Go to the garage.
Might be an animal. You just never...
I want to move into the garage because you guys are prepared.
We are.
I got to tell you, you really are prepared.
In a 50-gallon water.
And you guys have like 50 fishing poles.
We got fishing poles.
Fishing poles. I thought, wow, is there a pond?
Fishing?
I know, is there a pond around here?
There just might be. There just might be. No, we were laughing because seasons of life. So
yes.
Mandy's gonna have to tell you guys her newest.
Oh gosh, you guys.
Hobby.
Well, this is it's funny because when Jordan and I, we work all day doing everything, and then of course Jordan then shares with me what she does in the evenings. And the kids, you guys have got soccer, you have basketball, you have football now. I mean, lacrosse. I mean, you guys are really busy. You're constantly going. And Jordan's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, actually,
I don't want to make you jealous."
I just grabbed ourselves an above ground garden. We're gonna start gardening." And she's like, "Gardening?" And I said, "Yeah, just tomatoes, maybe some peppers. I put a
you're getting old
up.
when?
You're getting old when." I mean, I'm just thinking like now. I go, but think about it. If I plant enough and I do enough nurturing on this garden, when it comes Turkey Day,
she'll be prepared.
I'll be like a cornucopia of food. I'm just like, I bring bread.
And literally, I'm thinking, oh, this is cute. She's probably got a couple pots. No, she has a whole plan.
Yes, I have a whole plan.
A wall.
Yes, and there's going to be like an above ground, which we can do like tomatoes and everything. And then I was giggling because I'm like, should I, for my Native American roots, I was like, I would plant maize, corn. And I was like, oh my gosh, but I'm living in the middle of Midtown in the city. Could you imagine looking over and you look at your neighbor and there's whole corn stalks everywhere?
She could work the farmer's market.
I could.
I mean, the plan she has in place.
What
she
is
might
going
be.
on?
But look what I found.
I mean, my birthday's coming up.
This is in honor of Mandy here.
I love this.
After her gardening, teaching me about her garden. Look, just for the record,
yes,
I love the idea of a garden, but I had to give you a hard time.
Well,
you're getting old. When?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, you really would.
I totally would.
Because when I asked you, like, what is your dream?
You're right.
Yes,
you listened.
I do listen. You're my bestie. Of course, I listen. That's why this could be fun because maybe there's a time where the kids are busy and all you want to do is like water, or you want to. I'm not putting you to work or anything. I'm just saying. By the way,
but I do have.
But we got to water at 5 o'clock. We got 7 a.m. Okay, so if you just want to, I'll go ahead and drop my pin so you know where we are. Watering starts, girl.
She needs the hat.
I know.
She needs the mat where she get down. Don't hurt your knees. Don't want you hurting your knees. You need the little gardening mat. Gloves.
We better protect those knees, girl. We're not going to. Yes.
You might need that.
But that's why I'm doing the above ground, because the raised gardening box. So I don't.
She's
have
thinking
to...
long term here. As you age, it will be where you need to.
Well, I mean, I want to do work, but I only like to
not
too much. You know what I'm saying? I still got to be doing.
Well, then I saw
still got
this
plans.
this jicama here. My
Yes.
mom gave it to me yesterday, and she goes, "Hey, I think you and me could really enjoy this." Because I was telling her about
I
gardening.
love the idea of jicama because it's so crunchy.
Yes.
And it's
You
so
think you could grow these?
jicama. Does anyone have any jicama plans? Plant on Sunday.
Sunday.
Crops do better. Don't ask.
Oh,
Ooh,
hey,
Sandy.
that's a good day for you too.
It is a great day.
Ooh, that we're gonna might have to listen to you on that
well,
one, Sandy.
that's what I'm thinking. Do I need to buy a farmer's almanac?
I'm-
I mean,
And Hayden is planning. Okay, so I talked to him last night. I said,
Oh, that's
"Wasn't it a jicama?" So he wanted to plant at the farm this summer. He wants to do the beets again because the beets did so great last year.
Did they did?
They did the squash, and then
Now, when did you guys eat these beets?
remember I gave you one.
You did?
Yeah, it was like this big.
Was it?
Yeah,
Me? You did?
yeah, you were so proud of him.
Oh my
You probably didn't eat it.
I did.
Remember,
Yes,
it was
yes, yes, yes.
huge. And then I chopped it up and put it in with a roast, and it was
Yes, so delicious.
so
All those
amazing.
root vegetables.
Yes, so I want him to do jicamas,
Okay.
but I need to figure out if he can do that planting next month.
Who are your two? Yeah, Felice. Who are your two
What
friends?
did you
tonight?
miss at the beginning?
This is exactly. We were like, let's go live. Woohoo.
You vote. The Nutcrackers are us, or is it that? These are my big Christmas Nutcrackers, and we put them out. Oh, pickled beets are literally, Sandy, those are my favorite. Like, literally.
Pickled beets.
Pickled beets.
Mhm.
And there's a place in town. Where is it we got that, where they were chopped up? And they had it like a dip.
Oh.
It was,
It was a beet salad. Beet salads, hands down, will always be something we always order.
Always.
If it's on the menu, we're ordering it.
Absolutely. And I was at Mahogany's the other night, and I got a beet salad. It was fantastic. And they did it with goat cheese and
Yes.
oranges.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
Yes.
And then in Vale, oh my gosh, my favorite beet salad I've ever had is an Italian place in Bell Village.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever go,
Yes.
we need to go there.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Well, for some, it's like the texture.
Ugh.
I like the texture. I like the taste. The pickled. I like them sliced. I like them cubed.
Every which
I like,
way.
Yes.
Anyway,
I love
feta
beets.
cheese.
Now, do you think it's now, did you always like beets?
No.
Pickled beets? Or did
No.
it like grow on you?
It grew on me. It
Yeah.
was later in life. In fact, I remember in high school having one, thinking that's the grossest thing ever.
Right.
And then now I love them.
It's like it was like one of those cliche things or
Yes.
something like
Yes.
those taboos like, oh my gosh, beets, gross. It's like beets and like liver and like
Jesus.
lima beans or
You just
something.
named the meal I think Nanny made for me.
Liver and lima beans?
She did liver all the time, lima beans all the
Yeah.
time. She'd do like a fried bologna because it's all German stuff.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and she would have beets, and I was like, this is gross. And
I
now I'm
know.
just any way I can get a beet.
I love beets.
Love them.
I know. It's kind
Love
of like
them.
how I feel about watermelon.
I know. Oh, we have a new salad. We'll share this salad that we found.
This
found.
I found because one of my girlfriends from high school, Amy, she's
amazing.
a chef, and so she creates all these things. And now I don't think she's actually in practice right now, or like
Yeah.
but she always creates these incredible dishes, and she posts them on Instagram. And of course, they go over to her Facebook too. And so I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, because this we're gonna show you guys. This recipe is so good because it really combines all of our favorites.
It does. The jalapeno got me.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
love it. So it's jalapeno.
The sliced cucumber,
watermelon, tomato.
tomato.
Was there onion?
I think it was red onion.
Red onion.
Mm-hmm, like little slivers
Salt,
of red
pepper.
onion, salt and pepper.
Was there cheese on it?
There may be. I gotta see.
Oh my gosh, it looks fantastic.
It's
Any
like
of those fresh salads like that, just
It's like a fun twist to what.
Yes.
Remember our watermelon salad we did last year?
yes, the
with
feta,
the
watermelon,
Lime
mint.
and mint.
So good.
So
good.
delicious.
But it's funny, we were thinking about the seasons of life and phases.
Yes.
And you're in the phase where you can do the gardening,
I am in
which or add it in.
yes,
You
I
know.
did this interesting thing about it.
Yeah.
When I mentioned you're mentioning about like the seasons of it is because Sophie going into 7th grade, yes, she needs me, but she doesn't need me as much as she used to,
Right.
and so it's interesting kind of shifting that need or shifting that the nurturing
Yeah.
value in you.
I don't want to cry about it, sorry.
I know that I want to like plant and I want to grow things because it's like those plants need me.
Yes.
I mean,
I knew you were
going to
say that. But it kind of connects you to something that you're
growing
taking care
and
of
cultivating.
Yes.
And then you can see the fruits of your labor, if you will.
Yes.
And then I can bring it and you can share them with you. But
Oh.
also, it's not like Sophie doesn't need me
No,
anymore,
but-
but these plants really do.
Yes.
You know?
And I've been seeing so many people, so many of our girls posting about their kids going to college
Oh,
lately.
gosh.
And obviously that's happening right now and next week.
Mhm.
And I think about that and
so
I'm like, how does that feel? Because I feel that sadness of Hayden going to middle school or to intermediate school.
Yes.
And my kids starting to leave elementary school. I feel that pain. It seriously makes me sad. Each new phase is great, but I don't know. I've been watching, like Phyllis, one of the girls I love to go to her workout class. She's taking her daughter next week to Kilgore College. She's going to be on the dance team.
Oh,
so excited.
cool
But she's
is
been
that?
so sad.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I don't know. That's hard.
It's very hard. And you know, it's what I've loved about, it's hard and difficult, I'm noticing. But what I've really loved is that social media. I feel
Yes.
connected to their story. I feel connected to these kids. And I've never even
get
met them.
emotional for them.
I know.
All the kids going to OU and OSU right
I
now.
know.
We
I'm like,
from
oh
here.
gosh, how are you dealing with
Yes.
Sydney leaving?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I've never met Sydney.
I know.
You know, I'm just
But
like,
you read her story and you empathize
Yes.
and love, and you're like, that is a different season.
yes.
And that's, oh, yeah. it gets
Just
me
those,
every
and
time.
we're constantly, but that to me, again, the hope in that is
Yeah.
that we're all in different phases of our life,
Yeah.
but we're all so connected. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, guys. We're all so connected to all of it, which I think is just, to me, it's comforting because it's kind of like the wisdom that you have, and like you're kind of learning not only for yourself, but that you have family and friends, and we have you guys that
Yes.
have gone through it or going.
There we go.
Where'd they have that little sheet?
Go there. Sorry, we had a little emergency here.
Sorry, guys.
We don't want, our phone keeps turning off in the heat.
Yeah, so we're trying to do it this way. I think we can do it.
Okay, perfect.
But to me, that's been such a great, I feel, social media being such a great resource with
Yeah.
it. Because before, when we were younger, I just think of like years and years and years ago.
Yes.
We didn't have phones.
We
didn't
couldn't
have-
connect to people like
No,
we
but
can.
but everyone kind of lived in the same neighborhood.
True.
So you could go to your next door neighbor, or your grandparents did live down the street.
Yes.
And you were constantly learning from them, and they were kind of teaching you the ways culturally through generation to generation. And now with social media, it's kind of like, or with these phones and everything, where it's like we're disconnected, but it's like we're flipping the script and really starting to reconnect and understanding that, you know, like Sandy being, you know, in the Northeast, and then we have, you know, like with us being in the South, it's like we can still learn from one another.
Yes.
It's kind of like having aunties.
It opened your eyes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And appreciation for how everybody is living differently too.
Yes.
And seeing the seasons helps you cope with whatever season you're in.
Right.
That's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, I can get through this phase because I see she did it.
Right.
And now she's going through the next phase that shows me kind of how to navigate that.
Yes.
Which does give you hope.
It does.
And we wanted to share that.
Yes, I loved this because
too.
just the other week, your mother-in-law came into town.
Yeah.
And she was sharing some things about, like, again, kind of like the group and what she's really loved about the group. And she's like, you know, I just love the group. She goes, I will say there is something about our generation too, that just to give you a little insight. And I thought, oh, please, because we're, again, it's
A
just
different
like
season.
storytelling.
Yes.
And I love storytelling. And it's kind of like how, when we think about a Native American culture, you know, nothing was actually like written down.
Yeah.
We all learned by storytelling.
And I love this, that you've taught me a lot in that respect of passing that down and
Yes.
communication with your elders and loved ones, and how it really does give you hope on how to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's very much a Native American thing.
Yeah, I think it may.
It is.
Well, and well, thank you.
It is.
It's
It
one
really
of those
is.
like when around their elders, you know, it's those old sayings of, you know, don't speak unless you're spoken to. You know, that can
Yeah.
that can sound really harsh.
Yes.
But what was really the grasp of that? Like, what was the meat and potatoes of that statement? And the more I think about it now, I think about sitting at the dinner table, having Sophie and other children around. And yes, we want to hear about their day, but a lot of times I learned about my past. I learned about my family. I learned about my history. I learned how to react to things in the future by watching the adults communicate and hearing their stories.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that they were not interested in what I had to say, but I'm going to come from a 7-year-old point of view.
Yeah.
They've had me talking to all day long. But at dinner, it's when we're just kind of quiet, kind of eating, and I'm listening to stories of my aunts or stories of my grandmother when she was younger, stories of how she made these baked potatoes using this particular, you know, Dutch oven, and you know, like little things like that. So like kind of, because children are sponges,
Right.
and kind of creating that boundary for them and allowing them to kind of like, and that's where I feel like I gained a lot of my knowledge of my family are at those dinner tables and hearing the stories. So I
Yes.
think I'm trying to think of putting a positive twist on when people say not to speak unless spoken to, you know, because
Right.
that can sound harsh.
No,
can
it
sound-
does if you don't explain it.
Right.
Or listen to why that belief. And even Tim jumped on.
Oh.
His mom has always said that's what her parents said. Was children don't, you know, this is when we talk. And even growing up with my grandmother being German, she talked about family and life every meal. It was not about the current day.
Correct.
Like you said.
Yes.
And it was about the meal and why it was created that way.
Yes.
And where she learned it. And it was always, and I love that because it taught me so much about her.
Right.
Which now, I didn't appreciate it then, but now I think about it and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, then
Think of those stories.
So now you think of those stories.
Yeah.
No, but think about, will your children have that same feeling that you had?
I know.
Or are they going to say, I remember we sat at the table and we talked all about what I was doing at soccer practice.
Right. So it gives you a good...
So look at that perspective.
I need to work on that one, huh? Good morning.
But I'm just thinking, because you loved the memory.
Oh, I love it.
So-
I love
So that's what I mean.
heritage and why and
Yes,
where and
especially
what
your
that comes
ethnicity.
from.
That
Oh,
German is strong.
Yeah.
So strong.
So strong.
And those in your babies, they're German.
Yeah.
They need to know that strength. They need to
Yes.
know the things, because it's the only
and
reason.
that's my dream trip. If I could go anywhere, it'd be to Germany and kind of see where I'm from.
Well, sure. Do you know where your family's from?
I have it written down in a little book. She told me before she passed away.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause it's all these words that I'm like,
Yeah.
Because she spoke German, French, a little bit of Italian, and English.
Yes.
So she'd speak to me in German all the time, and I loved it. But I didn't take that anywhere.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just so sad. Yeah, but she was amazing.
Yeah.
I have such respect for that hard work, that love for your past.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to leave home when she was really young, so it was just really important to her to keep that memory alive. And she did.
And how did she keep that memory alive?
Always talking about it.
Always talking about it, sharing with your mom, and sharing with you.
Mhm.
So it's kind of to keep then, just in theory,
Yeah.
to keep that idea of your grandmother, it should be the things that you guys talk about at dinner.
All the time.
So it's something,
That's a great point.
learn something different at dinner every time.
Yeah.
And and then what's great about that is that, I mean, that's how, because again, nothing's written down.
Right.
That's how generationally the kids are going to say, you know what my great grandmother used to do? But the only way they're going to know is
Colin. Babe, if you're on, will you call Hayden?
dying over the Nutcrackers
Okay,
of the
do you
background.
see-
What do you say? You know what's funny? By the way, I have to say, Donna made a really great comment the other day about, and I didn't think of it this way, so I'm going to call myself out on it. For
Okay.
sure.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I know. I loved the post that she made the other day. She was saying, you know, people get so upset when they see like Michael's or even like Target or Walmart or these other places always posting and putting like all of their Christmas stuff out or Thanksgiving stuff out. They're like, whoa, you guys, you need to slow down. We don't have to, we haven't even hit Labor Day yet.
Yeah.
Why are you putting this stuff out? And Donna said a really great point. What are we doing what is everyone now shifting to? A lot of things on e-commerce. People are using Etsy more.
Right.
People are making more items than ever
Right.
and creating a more of an income for their families.
Yeah.
They need those products to be out there so they can purchase them, so they can create and make things for Christmas, so they can
Oh, I
get
love
Christmas
that.
orders out.
You know what? And yesterday was the first day I've seen all this fall stuff hit my feed.
Yes.
Like how to make cute pumpkins.
Yeah.
The fall decor.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, whoa, that's so early. I'm so glad because this is like creative. I love the creative side of
Right.
it. And then it just gets you excited, and we all need something fun to look forward to.
I agree.
I love the holidays.
Well, and that's where it caught me off guard, because everyone's like, I can't believe that they just need to slow down. They're trying to make our days move faster. I'm like, but what about the mama that's trying to put food on her table, and what she does really, really well are make those velvet felt pumpkins.
Yes.
And she can sell them on Etsy.
Absolutely.
But she needs the fabric to do that.
Yeah.
She needs all of the materials and the supplies to do that. But the only way to do that is if the stores put it out.
And holidays are so much hope for most people too. Just family or friends or
Gosh, with so much tragedy that's going on, it's like that's something to look forward
absolutely.
to.
Yes.
Hence, my garden. Oh my gosh,
This is
you guys. So the garden. Okay, so yesterday,
I love the garden.
I know,
I
went to Lowe's and I started doing a little bit more research. Look, I know there's a lot of details, you guys, and I'm
jealous of the garden. Okay, let's all get that straight. But I had to make fun of it because it was like we are in a new season. What is happening?
I want to give you that topsy-turvy tomato thing.
Yes, you do.
I do.
See,
So you can at least
I can feel like I have
yield,
something.
You can yield your results of tomatoes. I'm serious. Have you seen
I
that
just want you to bring me
topsy-turvy?
veggies. Yes, I have. We're a little tiny little what do you call it when it's?
It's like a tube or something.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
like
like
you
you
hang
can't
it on
kill
your
it.
back porch. Right.
It's just kind of
This is perfect.
Perfect
I
environment.
know exactly what I'm getting. You're gonna love it too. And I'm gonna come
You're
over and
gonna
you're like, Mindy, you gotta taste my tomatoes.
no. You just need to bring me
You gotta
yours.
put the ERS on.
You know you're from Texas when
When?
tomatoes.
Speaking of Texas,
Yes.
and southeastern Oklahoma. Okay, so you guys know we've got some really great news about Walmart. However, I got to say this on the Walmart deal. We were saying, okay, what hashtags are we going to use for our stuff in Walmart?
And
I
did
said,
something.
no, you didn't do anything. And
Oh.
I said, Jordan, we're missing a huge
Huge opportunity
Huge
here.
opportunity. It's hashtag Walmarts. S.
Oh, no.
It's with an S.
No.
It's with an S.
I thought you were going to make fun of me because I said people of Walmart.
No.
Hashtag people of
Yeah,
Walmart.
people of Walmart. It's
See?
us.
It's
We're people
totally.
of Walmart, for sure.
Totally.
But don't forget Walmarts. You have to put the S
You got
on it.
that
It's
Walmarts, girl.
Walmarts.
Did you get that from
Walmarts.
See, we
So
will be able
don't
to say,
forget-
yes, I did.
So don't forget the S. Walmarts.
Okay, so
Who's
hashtag
with me on this one?
Walmart's, people of Walmart. And if you come up with a good hashtag, send it to us. What else can we use? What was the other one?
Gosh, you had good
Walmart
ones.
finds.
Walmart finds. Walmart did it again.
Walmart did it again. Yes,
Yeah.
I love.
That was
That's a good one. I need to start that.
I know. We need to check and see. I know Jen did the Target.
Don't take our idea.
Well, Jen did the Target. Target does it
That's what I
again.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. So maybe Walmart does it again. You guys, this is so great. It's like Ty calling PetSmart. PetSmart.
Mama,
Oh.
he said today, Mama, will you take me to PetSmart? And I
No.
said, it's PetMart. And he's like, okay, will you take me to PetSmart after you're done? I'm like,
Wait, what
keep
is it?
saying
It's
it.
Pet. I thought it was PetSmart.
oh.
No?
Is it?
It's a Pets. It's. I thought it was PetSmart. Is it PetSmart?
PetSmart. Isn't it PetSmart? It's
Oh,
PetSmart.
jeez.
Petco and PetSmart. PetSmart.
Why did I think it was PetSmart?
See the way we all see things differently.
I-
Gotta appreciate that one. He wants him a shark fish. That's what he says. I need me a shark
A
fish.
shark
Mom.
fish.
But they get to 14 inches, so you're gonna have to get me 14 inches. So
You're gonna have
we need a bigger
Maybe-
cage for that.
Yes.
I'm like, a shark that gets to Pam or Pan. I know. He wants him a shark fish. Will you call Hayden back for me? He keeps calling. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
that is
so we have
funny.
to read them.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Yeah. Well, but going back to your mother-in-law.
Yes.
Saying, what I love about it is that she watches.
I know.
That
Thank
to
you,
me,
Bea.
I know. She was just, and then for her to share her wisdom
Right.
with us, and I thought, wow, this is so great that
In a place we haven't been yet.
right.
And even though we appreciate where they're at,
Mm-hmm.
we haven't experienced it. So
Yet.
yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're hopeful that we
We're
will.
hopeful. Yes.
Hopeful that we will. That's
Absolutely.
the beauty in that. So we wanted to read this to you guys. I want you to read it since it was from
Oh,
your
okay.
mother-in-law. That's okay. So just remember, keep touching it.
Okay. Because it always flex out on me. I'm like,
It does.
Come back, Randy.
I know, Samsung.
Samsung.
I'm the green text message, by the way.
Lord help me.
I know.
I can't voice her through text, so I have to just voice her through Facebook. And every time I go to text, I'm like,
I know.
Deeper.
I'm so sorry.
No, I know.
But you know, it does help, though.
it does.
It does. It weeds a lot of messages out. Because
Absolutely.
no one wants to go through the
AKA,
effort.
I can't send her a 14-minute message. Sorry. Okay. Have you ever thought, I'm fat, I'm old, and I'm worn out? I was once young. To all my female friends for 50 years and up. Most of us are going through the next phase of our lives. We're at that age where we see wrinkles, gray hair, and extra pounds. We see the cute 25-year-olds and reminisce. But we were also 25, just as they one day will be our age. We aren't the girls in the summer clothes anymore. What they bring to the table is their youth and zest. We bring our wisdom and experience. We have raised families, run household, paid the bills, dealt with diseases, sadness, and everything else life assigned to us. Whew. Some of us have lost those that were nearest and dearest to us. We are survivors. We are warriors in the quiet. I have to say that again. We are warriors in the quiet. We are women like a classic car or a fine wine. Even if our bodies aren't what they once were, they carry our souls, our courage, and our strength. I'm going to get choked up.
No.
We shall all enter this chapter of our lives with humility, grace, and pride over everything we have been through, and we shall never feel bad about getting older. It's a privilege that is denied to so many.
Oh, God.
Makes me sweat and cry a little bit. I love the part where it says that we are warriors in the quiet, because oftentimes, depending on your life experience or what you've been through in life, you've been quieted, or you're quiet in order to overcome it, or you're quiet in the fact that you're fighting battles nobody knows about, or you've fought those battles no one knows about. And I think there's so much strength in that. And really, when I think of that, it's one of the reasons we created our warrior line, is to be the reminder, even when it's just the representation of the warrior that you are when you can't say it, or you're in situations where you can't speak it. And you can't explain your experiences sometimes. You just have to live through them. It's hard to outwardly tell everything you've been through.
Right.
But these women that are 50 years and up, and all of us here, we are warriors in our own sense. Mm-hmm. And what you've been through and what you're going to go through defines that warrior in you so well. I love that. And then the last part, it's a privilege that is denied to so many. And that's such a great reminder that even just having today, no matter what age or what circumstance or what you're going through, having today is a gift. Mm-hmm. And that could have been denied. That could have been not what happened for you today. And so we have to live each day appreciating what we've been through and realizing that age is just really a number. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't define you. If you see it as the opportunity to provide wisdom and love to those that haven't reached that age yet.
Right. It's just such an honor. It's such an, I think of when we think of our elders, and we think, we always call it, in Native, we always address our elders as, and no matter how, even if it's a year older, they're still our elder. It's something that we can constantly be learning from. And I think what's so great about our group, especially if you girls are over and Girls Off the Grid, our entire group, our entire movement is the complexity of it, and how many women of different ages and different stages of their lives, which is so fascinating.
Right.
Because there may be a question that we may be having, and then like we'll chime in with Sandy, and Sandy will share a little bit of what she's gone through to help with the help of things.
Yeah.
And there's just so many, and Tamara talking about with her stages and surviving and going through like with her cancer treatments and
still showing up.
And
showing literally what, Tamara, if you listen to this, when I see you post, it's not only admiration and for you and you're an inspiration to everybody, but it's literally a survival guide for those that will go through that, and gives us the tools. If it's not us, then we can help someone else through that journey because we see how you've done it. That is what I think is so profound, is where you're at in life, there's something you've done or something you've overcome that can truly be that survival guide for someone else. Even the small things. Even, I think you said it great in this morning's post, it could even be the hobbies you carry. If you're a great cook, you can pass that down. If you've overcome cancer, you can show others how to do it. If you've been through trauma of any kind, opening up and sharing that with people will, through love and understanding and empathy. We talked about Ty, his personality. You could simply show a level of empathy for people that others just can't, because you've survived that. You're a warrior in that. And it's just powerful.
It is. And I think that's what's so great about social media, bringing everybody together, because people are sharing their stories, and they are sharing things online and helping one another because people feel isolated, and they feel isolated and alone, and whether that may be because of health circumstances, or maybe they did lose everybody. Right. And they're like the lone survivor, if you will. And they're just kind of like, I'm kind of lost on this island all by myself, but they still have their phone. They still have a connection to something. And I think when we flip the script and we start sending out more love and hope and messages like that, and I think it just, the whole circle, I just feel more fulfilled, I think, in the mornings. And because I know too, I have a resource. I know I have a passionate or a compassionate friend on the other line, especially in our group. I can send something out and know I'm going to get a great answer.
Yes.
You know, and everyone's going to be helping.
Because we chose a community, and these women chose a community. It's like-minded. It's that you want to contribute or be part of something bigger and better than yourself. Right. And then it's not that you always feel that way. No. Most days we don't.
I would almost say 90% of the days. No.
And then we have to just laugh through that. Absolutely.
I think, well, your post that I think we've scheduled, or we're thinking about posting tomorrow.
Yes.
About optimism.
Optimism. Give me to read it.
I think you should. We're going to read this next one, because I feel this.
Sorry. I let her phone die on me over here. Or turn
this
off.
One. I know. This one is so powerful.
Oh, I love this because, you know, oftentimes when you show strength and you just keep going and you keep smiling, you can be underestimated.
Yeah, sure.
And it's this outlook of, gosh, you're always positive, or your outlook is always strong, but oftentimes it is those people that have been through the most. And they've chosen to do this.
Correct. And I think that's what's so awesome of people that are really close to us or see us around. They know of all of our things that we're going through in life, and they're like, and she's still smiling? holy smokes.
Yes.
But a lot of times they just see us online and then they're like, oh, they're always smiling and happy. I'm like, you have no idea what I'm actually dealing with on a day-to-day basis, but I choose to find the good.
Because we have that choice. That's the only thing we have is a choice to rise up every day, despite, and keep going.
Right.
But this is
one of my favorites, you guys. You're going to love it.
Okay. Most optimists are not born that way. They are created. When the world asked them to harden, they softened. When they experienced pain, they vowed not to give that pain to others. When they understood the lineage of trauma, they went in for healing. Optimists are not people who have never had a hard day or a hard season or a collection of hard years. Optimists are those that have walked through the fire and decided, powerful word, that love and hope, resiliency, and compassion are way lighter to carry. For most people, their optimism is hard won. It's fought for. An act of bravery in a tough world. It's a choice. We have to choose every single day. And I think it's such a trickle effect. And we always talk about, I mean, if you want good in life, if you want to attract the right things in your life, you have to give that vibe off. You have to offer that to the world too. You know, it's not just given. You know, anything worth having is fought for. So even when you don't feel like getting up, get up. Even when you don't feel like sharing your gifts, share your gift, because you have no idea how that's going to come back to you. And I think over the 10 years that we've sharing things and going through our journey, it's helped us to stay our course by sharing, because it's like, okay, that helps somebody.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stay the course because somebody needed that. And this was put on us for a reason.
Right.
This was our calling for a reason. And your calling is that too. And the more you share, the more you give, it comes back. It does. You attract that. And it's brave. It's so brave. It's so brave to show up for your life and to show up for others when it's easier not to. And that makes you a warrior. It builds you into who you are.
Right, because you're not a warrior because you want to be one. It's because you've lived through the things to become one.
Absolutely.
You've had to walk through those doors. You've had to overcome. You had to get out of bed when you didn't want to. You had to pull back the blinds when all you wanted to do was hide behind them. You had to do it, and that is brave.
Yes, it made that shift to not say why me, but why not me. You know, this is forming me for something. And just that switch can give you so much hope versus it's okay, I got it, it's gonna make me stronger and I can keep going. And there's purpose behind this, no matter your age, no matter what you've been through or where you're going. Just the bravery, like you said, and choosing that, deciding that.
That's what I love about it, the different seasons of life. And some, you know, ooh, the car's about to
it's getting hot out here.
She's getting hot.
This Oklahoma heat is real. Y'all, it's real.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
It's sweating last night at practice.
So bad.
I wasn't even practicing.
No.
I'm over there with my Gatorade and hydration. I needed a huge Powerade before I even left practice, and I was.
And you were.
I'm standing. I'm watching. I'm talking.
I'm a spectator.
Well, I'm going this heat.
Drinking my electrolytes.
My electrolytes.
Really? Are you
the
out
whole
there?
time.
Like, no. I'm just watching everybody.
I get in the car and I'm like, God. Kids getting beat red, dying back there, and I'm going, it's hot.
Like, well, you weren't out there, Mom. You weren't even out. You
half the
weren't
time you're
running.
in your car until it turned off on you.
Guilty.
Guilty as charged.
I know.
I've
already put
I'm
in
trying.
At least you're here.
I'm here. I'm almost here, babies.
Oh.
God help us.
Well.
Nutcrackers or Nutcrackers. If you got on late, these are my Nutcrackers in my garage.
We were trying to do a live, and when we did it, I'm like, wait a minute, Jay, I think we have a couple. We have a couple visitors. Is it Christmas?
Nope. But I'm thinking about Christmas. See, it brings me joy.
It does bring you joy.
Every time I see them, I'm like,
It's coming.
I love Nutcrackers.
Eddie to you.
They're so cute. Well, happy Thursday to all of you warriors.
You guys, and we're so grateful and thankful for you guys to be here. And we wanted to just share a little bit about that and just talk about, just again, the wisdom of experiences, and that we're just so honored that we have so many women that have so many experiences and they share with us every day.
Yes.
So we're constantly learning from you.
Absolutely. And if you're not in our group, it's Girls Off the Grid here on Facebook, and you need to join us.
We have so much fun over there. We're there every day. every morning, and we just tried to just do a small little whisper to let you know, number one, you're not alone, and just giving all of us hope.
Yep.
Hope for a better today and for a healthy tomorrow.
Absolutely. Okay, we love you guys.
Love you guys.
Talk
See
to you
you
later.
later.